Hi Scorpio, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. This is the, 30th? Yeah, 30th of September through to the 6th of October. The year is going by so fast. We're nearly kind of at Halloween and bonfire night time, and then it'll be Christmas. Ooh, look, this is kind of my favourite time of year. Because it gets colder, it's not so hot. I'm not a fan of the summertime, really. It's too hot. And, yeah, favourite time of year. So, we're going to do your week ahead. Also, just to let you guys know, there's also a monthly love reading out for all of the signs now. So, if you want to check out your love reading, Scorpio, for October 2019, that reading is sitting next door to this one. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do your weekly check-in, then we're going to have a look at your work, and we're going to have a look at your love life, and then we're going to conclude with some guidance cards. So, bear with me while I start shuffling. Okay, Scorpio, we've got your cards down. Now, it's funny, as I was shuffling, two cards came out for who you guys are in the week, which was interesting. Doesn't usually happen, but two just flipped right out on the desk. Let's have a look. So, you're showing as being the Three of Wands. There are cards. I mean, I'm using the hidden, I think it's Tarot of the Hidden Realm for this one. Anyway, you can see what I'm using. If you want to kind of scroll back and have a look at the cards I'm using for the week, you can. But this is Tarot of the Hidden Realm. The Three of Wands is interesting because it shows a woman, a man and a child. So the Three of Wands, threes are expansion. They also represent birth as well. So this is new beginnings and it's creativity. They're ruled by the Empress. The Three of Wands, it comes after the two. So you've got the Ace of Wands that starts the process where you have the idea. And then you have the Two of Wands where you're starting to plan that idea. And then the Three of Wands where you're launching the idea. Three of Wands actually stands for successful business and commercial ventures. So successful business and commercial ventures is the Three of Wands. But also the Three of Wands can represent waiting for your ships to come in, or, you know, waiting for this to happen, for that to happen. It can mean all sorts of things, the Three of Wands can be. On this card, for me, I'm not very keen on this version of the Three of Wands. I mean, the baby is very young, so it looks like this is something about launching or new birth or bringing something into being to me. And you guys, it almost feels like it's tricky to read this card as it is, simply because of the way that I rely heavily on my readings to do with the illustrations as well, because I'm a visual reader as well. Three people here, a baby, a man and a woman. There's a triangle here. There's something that's expanded. There's something that has grown. And I feel that for you guys here, if I'm just probably going to go with the usual kind of interpretation of the Three of Wands. I don't think you're necessarily showing as being waiting, but I certainly feel that you're bringing something into being this week. I think that you're giving birth to something this week with this Three of Wands energy, because the Three of Wands is all about launching new things and giving birth to new things as well. So whereas you've got the Two of Wands where you're at the planning stage of an idea, the Three is where you're actually launching it, you're putting out there, which is why the Three of Wands is kind of contacting people and, you know, communicating, you know, with business partners, and it's all about teamwork and that type of thing. So I certainly feel that with the Three of Wands this week, Scorpio, you're bringing something to life. You're bringing something into being this week with that Three of Wands energy showing here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune showing here. It's called the Fortune Fairy in this particular deck. Well, the Wheel of Fortune is about kind of temporary changes, because what happens with the wheel, how I read the wheel, and every tarot reader will read differently, but for me, the Wheel of Fortune says, you know, what goes up must come down. You know, it's one of those cards that says, if you're going through something, it's going to change. All right. Three of Wands, also when we get that card, it's somebody who's looking outwards. On this particular deck, it doesn't show that. It's far more of an inclusive energy when I look at this Three of Wands, because we've got the woman, the man and the baby, and they're all very close and they're very bound. Okay, they're very bound. They're very close in terms of their connection. So to me as well, I feel that you guys are very closely connected this week. I know it sounds a weird way to describe the Three of Wands, but I just get that feeling when I look at this card, because everybody, the woman, the man, the child, they're all very closely interlinked. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So I actually feel here that for you guys, it almost feels this week that you guys are very closely connected. But those close connections with the Three of Wands energy, I feel with the Wheel of Fortune, they're about to change. Because the Wheel of Fortune talks about changes. And because I'm reading this Three of Wands per the what I'm seeing on the card. Before I thought, oh, maybe I should just read it as the general interpretation, but it doesn't feel right to do it that way, because the picture, when you're a tarot reader, you go with what your gut instinct tells you, and you go with what, sometimes you'll read, some tarot readers don't read illustrations, they'll use kind of like the Marseille decks or something like that. I go with kind of, I usually read via the Rider-Waite system, or I'm going to read what I see on the card. And for me, this looks like a close connection. Even though threes represent birth, I actually feel that for me, this feels like a closely connected energy with that Three of Wands. But I feel with the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is all about change, I actually feel that those, and if you look at what she's got here, her mouth, it's like one of those, I don't know what you call them, they're one of those things that you blow on and all these little kind of feathers just sort of, you know, disperse into the air. So it's almost like there's a disbursement this week. There's a close connection for you guys. You're involved in a close connection, but your close connections, I think, with this Three of Wands energy. And the Three of Wands, to be perfectly honest with you, it is connecting, because when you get the Three of Wands as well, you're connecting with different people. You might be connecting with people abroad. You might be networking as well, can be the Three of Wands as well. Three of Wands can be a card about networking with others too. So I actually feel that your close connections, or your networking, your network of people that you're in, the people that you're connected to, Scorpio, well, I feel that there's going to be a change here. I think there's going to be a disbursement of that energy. You guys, the close connections that you have with people, they're about to change with the Wheel of Fortune this week. That's who you're showing us this week. And I feel that, I don't know, but I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is sometimes out of our control. Sometimes it's the universe that kind of says, right, things have got to change, so we're going to throw a curveball in there. And the close connections that you had with people with this Three of Wands energy, you know, it's time for these, you know, for that to change. It's time for an adjustment, because I also read the Wheel of Fortune as an adjustment card. Things are adjusting from one thing to the other. It's not always going to stay the same, because the wheel is always changing, so things can always change back to this. But I think this week it's all about close connections changing. You guys in your close connections, Three of Wands, they're changing this week with that wheel. What is the theme of the week about? Oh, it's reversed, the Queen of the Wands in the reverse. So this might be a friend, but this is somebody that you're not going to be getting on with. Okay, I think this is a person. I think the theme of the week is someone here. And I think that this person here, I think that they are probably the cause of this close connection changing. Because I think that you had, when in the upright, Scorpio, I think you had a close connection with that Three of Wands, the way that it looks on the card, the illustration. I think that you were very closely connected with a Queen of Wands. But I think that close connection is changing because of the actions of this person reversed. Now, the Queen of Wands in the reverse is extraordinarily pushy. She's extraordinarily moody, this lady is. So when you get her reversed, she's not particularly helpful. In the upright, she's a really helpful person. She's the type of person that will motivate you. She's the type of person that will push you in a good way. This is the type of person that will say, you can do it. You know, I'm behind you. I've got your back. I'm going to support you. I'm going to help you. But in the reverse, this can be somebody who is very kind of selfish when she's reversed. She can be quite temperamental when she's reversed with that Queen of Wands in the reverse. She's all me, me, me. She's very narcissistic when she's reversed. She's also an extraordinarily competitive female when she's reversed as well. This is somebody who only really thinks about herself. So I get the impression that there's somebody around you, Scorpio, who's probably quite narcissistic, very selfish. Doesn't have to be a woman, it can be a man as well. Literally thinks about herself or himself. And, you know, the intention for this person here, I don't know whether it was their intention to upset the apple cart, but I certainly feel that the close connection that you had to this person here is about to change because of their actions as the Queen of Wands in the reverse. They're very self-serving actions, you know, somebody who only thinks about themselves, somebody who isn't thinking about you, Scorpio. That's why the close connection to this person is probably going to change, because of something that they do. What is your goal for the week, Scorpio? Your goal for the week, Scorpio, is, wow, the Eight of Swords. I feel it's to protect yourself from this individual. It's not reversed, so it's not to move out of anything. The Eight of Swords is also a card of protection. There are certain cards that show people who are bound, like this, and the Eight of Swords is one. Now, how can you say that the Eight of Swords is a goal? Because a goal should be positive. But I get the impression with this Eight of Swords, it's to surround yourself with the swords. So the swords, remember when the tarot was devised, the sword people, the swords are armor. They're armory. They are weapons of attack. And if you get 8 swords around you and this is your goal, this could be to protect yourself, to arm yourself. So it might be that the goal this week, Scorpio, is to arm yourself with those swords. It might be as well with the Age of Swords, if we looked about it in a more positive light, it might be to arm yourself with as much information on this individual here. Because I really feel that there's somebody who's upsetting the apple cart for you guys this week through their narcissistic, self-serving, and to be perfectly honest with you, Scorpio, very, very unkind behaviour, non-supportive behaviour as well with this Queen of Wands energy showing here. This person might be extraordinarily competitive. This person might be trying to get one over on you. This person might be trying to get ahead of you, that type of thing. So, sorry, I'm really looking at the wrong card. That person might be trying to do that. So your goal will be, I need to protect myself, 8 of Swords. I need to arm myself. And this is about you guys protecting yourself and arming yourself with those swords, whether it be with, you know, information, to collect as much information, or whether it's to arm yourself with as much kind of information that you have kind of a comeback if this person should come at you with those 8 swords. So I think the 8 swords, the goal is to protect yourself this week, to arm yourself this week, because remember the swords, they're also armory as well, and they're also weapons of attack, are swords. So it is really to arm yourself, I think, with the 8 of Swords. What is the obstacle you need to overcome? This person has a great deal of authority. This person has a great deal of power. So unfortunately, you're not dealing with somebody who is just kind of like a, you know, a colleague, or, you know, a friend that you're no longer getting on with, Scorpio. This person has power, because the obstacle you need to overcome is the Emperor, and the Emperor is all powerful, all controlling, and this person has great authority. So I feel that this Queen of Wands in the reverse is somebody who's probably in a very big, in a position of power with the Emperor energy, and that's the obstacle, because your goal is to arm yourself. Okay, 8 of Swords. Your goal with the 8 of Swords is probably also to stay away from this person. But I certainly feel that if your goal is to arm yourself with the weapons, the swords, I don't mean knives or anything like that. I mean kind of like with words or with information, that type of thing. It's to protect yourself with the 8 of Swords. That's your goal. But just remember, Scorpio, the obstacle that you have to overcome is that this person probably has a little bit more power than you with the Emperor energy here. So no matter how you might try and stay away from this person or protect yourself from this person, I get the impression that this person has so much power that it almost feels like kind of no matter what you do, it's going to be pretty tricky to kind of completely arm yourself from this individual's behaviour. What could you be achieving by the end of the week, Scorpio? Well, the 10 of Cups. So the situation could be concluded or ended in a satisfactory way. When you get 10s, they are ending of cycles. But remember, you've got to look at the suits. How is the situation ending? Well, the 10 of Cups would be, with the ending card of the 10 of Cups, it would be to, you know, an ending that comes about in a satisfactory and fulfilling way with the 10 of Cups energy. So you could be achieving at the end of the day, at the end of the week, sorry, Scorpio, the ending of this situation in a very, very satisfactory way, okay? Let's have a look at what you need to avoid. The 3 of Coins. Okay, that's interesting. Try and avoid kind of working with this person if you can. I know it's tricky because this person seems to have a great deal of power. But if you can, try and avoid, you know, kind of working with this individual. Also, the 3 of Coins, it depends, because this person is an Emperor, and that's the obstacle that you need to overcome, that this person has a great deal of power. And this person has a great deal of authority. It might be tricky to try and avoid working with this person with the 3 of Coins. It depends. You know, if you look here, and I'm just looking at this card, because it might be tricky to avoid working with them, because I get the impression this might be a work situation. It could be. But if you look at the hands, can you see what this guy's got in his hands? He's got plans. So maybe you need to avoid making any type of plans with this person with the 3 of Coins. The 3 of Coins is all about making plans with others. You're working within a team and you're working on a plan of action. So probably try and avoid working on a plan with this individual, because it just feels like this person at the end of the day, somewhere along the line, it just feels like they can't be trusted when I look at the reading. I just get the impression, Scorpio, this person really can't be trusted. What do you need to embrace? The Tower. Okay, this situation is going to implode at some point. Okay, this situation can't go on the way it's going on. Okay, you need to embrace the Tower energy. Some of you guys, it might be that you need to embrace that there's going to be, at some point, a major shift. At some point, some of you guys might need to embrace that you're going to escape this situation, because the Tower means to escape. The Tower means to move. When you get the Tower in a reading, it also means that you have the power to shift yourself, to move yourself from a situation that you're not happy with. So I think that what you need to embrace, I think if you need to avoid making plans with this individual, working with this person really, really closely, even though I think to all intents and purposes that might be a little bit difficult, I feel that you need to embrace that at some point there's going to be a shift with the Tower. Either the situation is going to implode, or it's going to be a case of that you're going to remove yourself from the situation with that Tower, because Tower means personal removal as well from a situation, a personal shift. And if you need advice, support, where can you go? Well, you can go to the Ten of Wands. That's interesting. Ten of Wands in terms of a work reading means lots of work. You've got a lot on your plate. I think that you could probably go to someone who's carried the same burdens. That's what comes out to me with this Ten of Wands. I think you could probably go to someone who's had the same problems with this Queen of Wands reversed. The person who's in the position of power. But I think that this person abuses their power because they show us the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I think actually, Scorpio, this person does abuse their power at the best of times. And I think if you need advice, go to someone who's probably had the same struggles. They might be able to advise you on how you deal with it. All right, with that Ten of Wands energy, because I feel that this is somebody who is narcissistic with the Queen of Wands reversed. She's self-serving and she has a great deal of power and control. And the trouble is, when you're dealing with somebody like that, Scorpio, it's extraordinarily difficult to be able to assert yourself over that type of individual, because the Queen of Wands is not a supportive energy. She's very self-serving. She talks down to people. She's rude. She's arrogant. She can be very, very aggressive as well. She likes everything to be her own way. She's that type of character when you get her as a reversal. And plus, this person has a great deal of power. Not a great combination for an individual that you're dealing with. All right. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to hone the camera down on the cards, Scorpio, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have a chat about the final spread. We're going to get some advice out, and then we're going to have a look at your work and love reading, so bear with me. Okay, Scorpio, so we've got the actual layout. Just going to get a pen so I can point to the cards. So the week 30th of September through to the 10th of, through to the 6th of October, you guys are the Three of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, I'm reading this because I'm looking at the card, and I'm just going to put some more cream on my hands. I'm always doing this on Scorpio. It's because I always record you guys first. For the week, you guys are showing as being the Three of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, how I'm reading that Three of Wands, you know, if it'd been somebody standing on a ledge and they were looking out at the wheel, perhaps you would have been looking to create some changes, and it could still be that, because when the Three of Wands looks outwards, they're looking at the future. So it might be some of you guys are looking at future changes this week coming in as well. But also, this just reminded me of a really close bond. The man with his head on the woman's forehead and her head on his cheek, and then the baby snuggled into both of them. It just felt like a really close connection. And the Three of Wands is all about making connections, okay? But there's a close connection that you guys are involved in, Scorpio, here, that is changing with the shifting, because there are certain cards within the tarot that talk about shift and movement, and those cards are like Wheel of Fortune, Six of Swords, Two of Wands can be another one. They're movement, shift, and gateway cards, as I call them, okay, because they show passage from one area to another, and death as well, I guess. So what I'm seeing here is that, yeah, some of you guys are looking at changes, and the Three of Wands is all about creativity. So you might be looking at creating with the Wheel of Fortune a few changes, okay, this week coming in. But also I feel that for some of you guys, Scorpio, there has been a really close connection here that is starting with the Wheel of Fortune to change, and it's starting to shift. Now, it will be because of this person here, a Queen of Wands in the reverse, all right? And for some of you guys, if this isn't a person, it will be because you're not happy, because you're not feeling motivated. So I'll read it two ways. If this is a person, it's because of their behaviour. They're nasty. They're narcissistic. They're rude. They're unsupportive. they're self-serving, they're unkind, you know, they're temperamental, all of those things. They're me type of thing with the Queen of Wands when she shows reverse. That'll be that type of person for you. This person will not be a helpful individual. They'll be competitive. They'll be all of those things. So if this is a person, Scorpio, you're probably looking to create some changes because of that person, and it will probably be within a working situation, something like that. Or, you know, the close connection that maybe you had to this person when they were in the upright is now changing with the Wheel of Fortune, because now they're showing maybe the other side of themselves. If this isn't a person, then it will be because you're unhappy. The Queen of Wands reverse means to feel insecure and to feel unhappy. If you're looking towards changes, especially in work, something like that, it will be because you're not happy. You're not happy, and it doesn't have to be work, but whatever the situation is, if this is not a person, it will be because you don't feel confident, you don't feel secure, and you don't feel happy. All traits of the Queen of Wands in the reverse as well. She's very insecure, she's not as confident. I feel that if this is a person here, your goal for the week will be to arm yourself. 8 of Swords energy, all right? This is a prison. So the 8 of Swords, you also read this as a card that represents somebody who is within a prison. So this will be, your goal for the week will be to protect yourself, to lock yourself in. It might be, my goal for the week is not to, because Swords are communication cards as well. So if this is a person, your goal may be, well, I don't really want to speak to this person. 8 of Swords energy, because it's a prison. So when you get the 8 of Swords, sometimes you don't speak, sometimes you don't communicate. My goal is not to communicate maybe with this individual here, Queen of Wands in the reverse, because they're such a nasty piece of work. You know, if this is your confidence levels are down here and you're looking to create changes, maybe your goal is not to say anything about that. Maybe it's to keep everything to yourself with the 8 of Swords. Maybe you don't want to tell people what's going on with you. I feel that, you know, the obstacle you need to overcome, especially if this is a person, Scorpio, is that they have a lot of power, the Emperor. They've got a lot of power. They're in a very strong position wherever they are with the Emperor energy. The other thing that you might need to overcome here is that this person places boundaries on you. So this person is not allowing you to grow or to move in the direction that you want to move in. I also feel, though, that if this is an energy and you're sad, you're moody, you don't feel great, you feel insecure, the obstacle you might need to overcome with the Emperor is, especially if your goal is to keep yourself away from people, the 8 of Swords, maybe not to speak for the week, that type of thing, it might be the obstacle you need to overcome is that you're placing boundaries maybe on yourself with the Emperor energy showing it. The good thing is, by the end of the week, some of you guys, there should be a happy, you know, fulfilling conclusion to the matter, because you've got the 10 of Cups energy. Some of you guys might be feeling happier again with that 10 of Cups and feeling a sense of contentment. You need to avoid the 3 of Coins. So the 3 of Coins could be working with this person or making some plans with this type of individual here. Embrace that there's going to be a shift. That shift will either come through the universe interceding, or it'll come from yourself, Scorpio, with the Tower. If you need advice or support, go to someone who's been through the same problems, the same pressures, especially if that's a rather nasty piece of work. Go to somebody who's endured the same sort of thing with the 10 of Wands energy. If this is something about your spirit levels and your confidence, it's down, that type of thing, you are looking at creating changes here, probably here for some of you guys, because you're feeling down or you're feeling a lack of confidence and unhappiness with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, and your goal is just to keep yourself away from people, not speak, and you need to overcome the boundaries that maybe the obstacles that maybe you're placing these boundaries on yourself. You could be feeling happier by the end of the week. It might be that you can go and speak to someone who's endured or who's been through the same kind of mental pressures or depression or something like that you've been through as well. Okay, let's have a quick look, Scorpio, at what the advice is for the week. What is the advice you have for Scorpio for the week? What's the advice you have for Scorpio for the week? Just show me in whatever card you want, universe. Okay, so there's going to be some big happy changes. Good, I'm really glad we got that card. So big happy changes, Scorpio, coming in. All right, and you need to listen to your intuition as well. There's going to be big happy changes, but you need to listen to your intuition, and you also need to trust. Okay, so big happy changes, but listen to your intuition, and you definitely need to trust, especially if this is a really nasty individual that you're dealing with. You know, they're putting they're putting these boundaries on you, but also the obstacle being that they're in a really powerful position. Your goal is to arm yourself against this person. It is to kind of, also with the Eight of Swords, stay away from this person, because this is a prison, okay? It will be this is isolation, the Eight of Swords. So the goal might be, well, I'm dealing with a really nasty person here. You know, this connection has really dissolved with the Wheel of Fortune. It's really changed, it's shifted. And my goal is to isolate myself from this individual here, because the obstacle is that this person has a lot of power. They've got a lot of power to do stuff to you, I guess, Scorpio. While the universe is saying, look, there's going to be big happy changes. You need to listen to your intuition, and you need to trust. All right? You need to trust. Okay? Because I think that in the future, if this is a person, and I certainly feel that for the majority of you reading this, it might be a person watching this, it might be that it's unlikely in the future, in the near future, that there's going to be abundance, that you're going to get anything from this person in the near future. All right? So there's going to be big happy changes. Listen to your intuition and trust. All right? But also, listen to your intuition, because there's going to be big happy changes. Trust that there's going to be big happy changes. So listen to your intuition, Scorpio, is the advice from the angels. And trust that there's going to be big happy changes in the future, okay? Because it's probably very unlikely that in the near future you're going to really get anything good out of this individual or this situation. All right. That is your reading general for the week. What we're going to do now, Scorps, we're going to go on to your work reading. Bear with me. Okay, Scorpio, this is your work reading. Let's have a look what we've got. So, yeah, I mean, definitely some of you guys looking at other options. Some of you guys probably looking for another job. You've got the Seven of Cups, which means to look at your options. So some of you guys looking around for another job. Let's have a look at this. Eight of Wands, and you're being very proactive with that. You're sending your resumes off. You're sending off your CV. In the UK, we call it CVs. In America, I think they call it resumes. I don't know what you call it in other parts of the world, but I know that that's what we call it in those two countries. So looking at other jobs, looking for jobs, Seven of Cups, and sending off your resumes. Because when you get the Eight of Wands in terms of a work reading, it's sending those resumes off. It's sending off your personal details. It's applying for stuff. So looking for jobs and applying and sending your resumes off and that type of thing. Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, Wheel of Fortune changes for the better, perhaps. Let's have a look. Strength. So the Strength card is all about trust. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is the transition card to Strength. Let's have a look at the next card here. King of Coins. Okay, so the King of Coins in terms of the work reading, this could be a boss. This could be a person, for example, you know, showing up. King of Coins is usually like the top guy, the boss, with the King of Coins energy showing here. King of Coins can also be rewards for hard work. Okay, rewards for hard work. Let's have a look at the next ones showing up here. Ace of Swords could be a breakthrough, information, communication. Some of you guys might be communicating with the King of Coins here. Some of you guys feeling stronger, communicating with the King of Coins. Somebody else here. Okay, nice. Four of Wands energy. So good news coming through. I'm seeing communication with somebody here in terms of work. And I'm seeing, you know, like a surprise communication coming through, because the Four of Wands could be surprise news. I'm seeing some news coming through with that Four of Wands energy showing here. But then you've got the Five of Swords, okay? So Five of Swords and the Four of Wands, okay? So the Five of Swords can be conflict. Four of Wands can definitely be within the workplace. So this could be conflict within the workplace showing up here. So it might be some of you guys are looking for another job. Seven of Cups, being really proactive with the Eight of Wands energy, looking to leave with the Eight of Wands a particular workplace, because this would be the building here, because probably there's a lot of conflict. We've got the Ace of Swords and the Five of Swords flanking that workplace there. So for me, the Ace of Swords probably wouldn't be so good, you know, because it's kind of sitting either side. It's sitting here and then it's sitting here. Five of Swords and the Ace of Swords energy. So for me, Ace of Swords, swords are about battle as well and struggles. So it might be that you'll find you've got a new set of struggles within the workplace here. Five of Swords is conflict or somebody who's not very nice. I'm wondering if this, because it might be you've got a really powerful king here, because the Strength means powerful. So we've got a powerful king here. Probably there's a new set of problems coming in. Five of Swords, some strife, some conflict, verbal conflict here with the King of Swords, a really powerful ruler here within the workplace showing up here. Okay, I'm seeing a new set of kind of struggles here, because this can be new struggles coming in as well, the Ace of Swords energy. Well, yeah, we've got the Five of Cups, unfortunately, feeling sad. Sorry, guys. feeling sad with the Five of Cups energy, Moon energy, anxiety, because it's sitting next door to the Five of Cups energy here. Some of you guys also trying to hold in this feeling as well, because the Moon energy means to hold back as well. This can be something that's just going on emotionally inside of you. Sometimes you don't come out with it, but some of you guys feeling sad and probably a little bit kind of anxious with that Moon energy, because this is all about feeling anxious with the Moon. What I'm getting here, it's funny, we've got this Wheel of Fortune sitting here, okay? So I actually feel that this is an ongoing situation with this powerful ruler, because the Wheel of Fortune can also be the ongoing situation. It's not a change card, I don't think, in this reading, because we've already got the change card of the Eight of Wands here. We can already see that changes are occurring here, okay? You know, with the Eight of Wands energy. Some of you guys might be applying, it could be with the Wheel of Fortune energy, maybe this is to a bigger company or something like that, but I feel that you are looking at your options with the Seven of Cups energy to send out, or sending out resumes, being proactive with the Eight of Wands, you know, sending your details out to other jobs with the Eight of Wands energy showing here. I feel there's an ongoing situation that you've got here, an ongoing situation. It's quite stressful. Five of Swords energy, when that shows up in a work reading, it shows conflict with colleagues, for example. I think there's a powerful individual here, this Strength and the King of Pentacles. I think this is a very strong, powerful leader that you have around you, Scorpio. I feel that you've got kind of, and I think that this person with the Five of Swords energy, I think that they can be sarcastic. I think that they can be rude. I think that they could probably put you down quite a bit, Scorpio, with the Five of Swords energy. And it might be that you have a new set of problems, Ace of Swords, or a new set of struggles, or a new struggle coming into the workplace here, Five of Swords. So a new set of problems here with the Ace of Swords, conflict coming into the workplace here with this powerful ruler. And I think that this has been ongoing, and I actually feel that this is causing you guys a lot of stress with that Moon and the Five of Cups energy. And that's why I feel that you guys are looking with the Seven of Cups energy to send out your resume to other jobs. We'll do that one more time for work. What I think is going on here is that you are, and also with the Eight of Wands energy, you're being guided to, you know, make some changes here as well. Because the Eight of Wands is all about guidance too. All right, this is all about fast-moving changes as well, but I don't think it's that. I think what's happened is, and usually when we do the 10 card, I read from the area that I think makes sense most of all. I think some of you guys have had, this feels like a past here, but it feels like the past going into, you know, going into where you are now. I think that you've had some ongoing Five of Swords problems with a very powerful ruler, a boss. This looks like a very powerful boss, and I think, Scorpio, you've had some ongoing with the Wheel of Fortune problems with that powerful boss. All right, I think you might have a new set of problems, or a problem that comes through this week within the workplace. Four of Swords energy showing here, okay, with this boss showing up here. I think this person's quite rude. They do a lot of put downs. They can be quite nasty with the Five of Swords energy. Also, we have with the Ace of Swords and the Five of Swords. Five of Swords can mean to separate yourself as well. So some of you guys with that Ace of Swords are thinking about separating yourself from the workplace that you're in. So from the vicinity that you work in with the Four of Wands, because the Four of Wands can be the building that you work in, you are thinking with the Ace of Swords about separating yourself, Five of Swords energy, from this workplace, because you've had ongoing problems, Wheel of Fortune, ongoing problems, Five of Swords, Wheel of Fortune with this powerful ruler, and it's leaving you guys feeling very sad and quite anxious. And I think that because you're thinking about separating, moving out of, cutting yourself off from the building that you're working in, you're looking at options here. You're looking at, well, what are my options? What other jobs are out there? You're looking on the job boards. This will be doing a lot of kind of looking on the internet for jobs with the Seven of Cups, and with the Eight of Wands sending your resume out. So I think that this week, I'm sorry to say, in the work reading, I do see some problems happening with a powerful boss here. I think it's been going on a long time, Scorpio, a long time. It's causing you a lot of stress in these cards here. You've been thinking for a long time about cutting yourself off from this building here, and you are looking on the internet for other jobs and sending your resume out with these cards here. All right, sorry about that, guys. I know it's not the reading that you want. I do apologize. We're going to get quickly advice for work. Universe Spirit, what's the advice you have for work this week for Scorpio? What's the advice you have for work this week for Scorpio? Let's have a look. So focus on your priorities is the advice. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. I certainly feel that the priorities are here, because I just feel that you're not getting on with somebody within the workplace, Scorpio. I think that this has been going on a long time with that will being ongoing. It's just been going round and round and round and round in circles. I think that you're really getting tired. And also you're looking, because you're the Eight of Wands here. All right, so your intention, the Eight of Wands also represents an intention. You're looking around on the internet for jobs. Your intention with the Eight of Wands is to find something better with that Wheel of Fortune, because we've had an ongoing problem, Five of Swords, with this very powerful ruler. And your idea with the Ace of Swords is to cut yourself off from this workplace, for where this person resides, because they're causing you a lot of stress. So start focusing on those priorities. If your priority is to get yourself out of the situation, it's going to make you feel a hell of a lot better when you start the ball rolling. All right, bear with me, and we're going to have a look at your love reading. Okay, Scorpio, this is your love reading. Let's have a look what's coming in for love. Page of Cups, reverse. Sometimes this is just emotional disconnection. So sometimes you're not calling someone with a Page of Cups in the reverse. Sometimes you run out of interest, Page of Cups in the reverse. I'm not sure whether this is you or whether this is somebody else. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, I just feel that it's either you or someone is emotionally disconnecting. It feels with the Fool like they want their freedom. They want to be free. This could be you or someone else. Let's have a look. Being free from a King of Wands. It looks like it's you. I think that some of you guys are emotionally disconnecting with the Page of Cups in the reverse. You want your freedom. You're not interested in a commitment with this individual here. King of Wands energy showing up. Judgment. I think that you're making... Judgment is all about making the final decision. So there's a final decision here being made with the Judgment energy showing up here. Three of Wands, to look elsewhere. Because the Three of Wands, when that shows up in a love reading, it can be to look elsewhere. To look outside of a relationship. So I think this is you, Scorpio, this week with the Page of Cups. You're emotionally disconnecting. Some of you guys have made a decision. Actually, I'm not going to bother calling this person anymore. I don't want to invest any more time. I'm not really interested, Page of Cups in the reverse anymore, in a relationship with this person. I want my freedom. Fool energy showing here from this King of Wands. And I've made a final decision that I'm going to start looking at other options. I'm going to start looking elsewhere for love with the Three of Wands energy showing here. Six of Coins. So Six of Coins in a relationship is a relationship that is fair and balanced. Sometimes when you get that in a reading. And I'm going to read it that way because I only got one woman here giving to one child here. Alright, there's not an amalgamation. Sometimes I've read the Six of Coins as being a player, but this isn't a player because we've got only two people on the card. Justice. Okay. So give and take. Justice is where things are righted, so wrongs are being righted here. All right, Six of Coins, you can see on the card that she's giving to the child here. All right, so this is give and take here. So I think probably it could be a little bit of give and take here. Maybe with the Justice energy, this could bring order to the situation with the Justice energy here. Queen of Wands, wow, she sits underneath here. Queen of Wands. Queen and King of Wands together shows two people who are extraordinarily interested in each other. There's a real kind of fiery connection between them. This is a very passionate duo when they show up. So we've got a passionate duo showing up here. Let's have a look. All right, but there's the breakup card of the Tower. And the Devil energy. So breaking free from the Devil. All right, so I actually feel that this person here that we're looking at has somebody else. Because this isn't you, Scorpio. This Queen of Wands and the King, she sits right underneath. This person holds this person up. They are the foundation of this person's life. So this person might already be married to an individual, another individual who's exactly like them. But I'm seeing that maybe this person wants to break free from the connection that they have to this individual here. It feels to me that... you know what I'm getting the feeling on? This person doesn't want to lose you, Scorpio. That's what I'm getting. This person doesn't want to lose you. I'm getting that they're making a promise here, Six of Coins energy, that they're going to right the situation. They're gonna get this situation sorted out, because justice means to right a wrong. And the Six of Coins energy is a gift. But it can also be, you know, I promise you, it's a gift. So I feel that this person is kind of saying to you, Scorpio, I don't have any sword cards here where they're speaking, but just looking at the spread, judgment energy here. I think that this person has made a decision that they're going to break up with this Queen of Wands, okay? But they're tied to this individual. It might be that there's a legal tie. It looks to me like it might be that this person's married already. I'm getting this person's married to someone else. I think this is a third party situation. And I think for some of you Scorpios, if it resonates with you, you're tired of waiting. That's what I'm getting here. Because I feel that with the Page of Cups in the reverse, what I'm seeing here is that Scorpio this week, and also the Page of Cups in the upright is the fantasy card. It's the dreamer card. But the Page of Cups in the reverse can be that you're looking more realistically at the situation. All right. And I think that you're looking more realistically at a situation. I also feel that emotionally wise, you're starting to feel a lack of emotional connection to this person. The Page of Cups is also about somebody who isn't faithful as well. This can be somebody who's cheating, but it's not that this person's cheating on you. I think that they're cheating on the partner with you, Scorpio. And I feel that this is you as the Page of Cups in the reverse. I think that you are starting to fall out of love, and I think that you are starting to kind of wake up and smell the coffee concerning this person. All right, I feel with the full energy here, because you're starting to feel or fall out of love with this individual, I think that you are no longer wanting to commit full energy to this King of Wands, because you've made a decision here with the Judgment energy that you're going to start looking for other opportunities for love with the Three of Wands. Probably because this person, this King of Wands, is already married. Justice energy, the Devil energy as well. There's a tie here. So it's almost like there's a legal tie, legal justice tie devil. There's a legal tie between the King of Wands and this Queen of Wands. All right, that's probably why you say, you know what, actually I'm no longer looking at this through rose tinted glasses. You know, I'm disconnecting. I'm going to emotionally disconnect from this fool, probably calling him the fool, but I'm also going to emotionally disconnect. I'm no longer going to commit with the fool energy to this King of Wands, because they have a legal tie with this Queen. They're already married, you know, and I'm making a judgment here that I'm going to start looking in another direction, probably because you've been waiting with that Three of Wands as well, waiting for them to make a very important decision with the Justice energy, whether they're going to break up with this Queen of Wands. So that's what I'm seeing here. I think that some of you guys have been waiting for someone to break up with someone else, and this person might already be married to this person potentially, or they've got like they live together. They've been common law husband and wife, whatever it is, for a certain amount of time. But I feel that this person, I get the impression with this King of Coins, this King of Coins is going to say to you, look, Scorpio, give me a chance. Six of Coins, give me a chance. All right, because I am going to break up. I'm going to break the tie that I have with this Queen of Wands. I'm going to break the legal tie that I have with this Queen of Wands. All right, so I think that you've got someone, for some of you guys, it's either this week or coming into the next few weeks. This person doesn't want to break up with you, but I think that you're sick and tired of waiting. That's why emotionally wise, with the Page of Cups energy, you're no longer kind of invested emotionally in this person. You're no longer remaining faithful to them with the Page of Cups in the reverse. You want your freedom with the Fool energy. All right, waiting too long, Three of Wands energy, for them to break up their legal tie with this Queen. But I think that this person is going to say to you, give me a chance, Six of Coins energy. I promise you with the Justice energy, I promise you that I am going to break up. I am going to, this could be divorce. I'm going to divorce the legal tie of Justice and the Devil, this individual. So there's somebody around you who doesn't want to let you go. But I think that some of you guys are really tired of waiting. And I think as soon as you say, look, that's it, I'm done, I'm going to look elsewhere, this person says, give me a chance. I am going to break up, or I'm going to divorce my wife, or whatever the case might be. Let's have a quick look at your love reading, your love cards. Universe Spirit, what's the love situation? What advice do you have for the love situation for Scorpio? It says forgiving and learning. So as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Okay, and let's have one look at the answer deck before we finish. In 3 cards, what's the advice you have through the answer deck for Scorpio? What's the advice that you have through the answer deck for Scorpio? This person, I get the impression as well, is that they say to you, look, give me a chance. You know, I've got to pay this person off, because we've got Justice and the Six of Coins. You know, that would be like a payoff, for example. So give me a chance, you know. I am going to break up, you know, I am going to divorce this individual. Tower, break up of the bond, the tie, the legal tie. Break up of the legal tie with the Queen of Wands. But give me a chance, because it's going to involve kind of sorting through a legal issue with payments. So they might also be saying to you, give me a chance. I am going to divorce this person, but we've got to sort out payments and who gets what, that type of thing. What other advice do you have for Scorpio for the week in 3 cards? Right, you keep getting that card. It had forgiven and learning here, and you've got forgiveness again. Greed. You need to forgive somebody's greed here. Somebody's being quite greedy and deceptive. All right. This week, the advice is you need to forgive someone's greed and deception. Somebody's being quite greedy and deceptive. All right. This is a week for trying to forgive that for some of you guys. Don't know whether you can or not. All right, that's your reading for the week, Scorps. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you'd like a private reading, click on the website link in the comment section below or at the end screen. And please remember, if you'd like to have a look at your in-depth love reading for October 2019, it's actually sitting next door to this reading. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.